All right, so we have, this is ready, RDY, I don't know what it's called. Over here on the left we have a really simple shell that is basically Raylib and the compiler that I'm working on, dyibicc. And all they are doing is, Raylib is initializing the top level window, and then every time this NeoVim instance, which is an isolated thing that's just set up to be part of the project, every time that NeoVim changes the code, the shell gets notified of that, updates the code, and continues drawing. And so the Raylib shell just calls start drawing, and then it calls this entry point here, RDY entry point, whatever, it's an overridable thing, and then it page flips and it does it again. And so you can easily, when you're in here, just change things, and that's all live. So you could move this around, or all the obvious things like change colors or whatever. And you'll notice that I didn't actually write the files there. It was changing live, so instead of being file-based, because it's a JIT, the shell is connected directly to NeoVim over RPC, so any file change, or any content change in NeoVim actually immediately is reflected through recompilation and pushing over to the other side. And so you can see little changes like that. If you get, you might have seen there when I got a syntax error while I was in the middle of typing, you get errors. So you get this little console pop-up that tells you where the syntax error is undefined variable, because draw \text isn't anything. But at some point, it probably should be a real debugger with, or a real language integration LSP and all that junk. But for now, this is relatively quick, and because the feedback is actually quite fast, it works pretty well. So I was actually wondering what the scale of my window is when I started setting up OBS. I'm just going to check that. So as an example, if we looked up, let's get window scale DPI. So there's no debugger either yet, but maybe someday. Window, but if you didn't have a debugger, but you had code easily change, you could do something like this mess that I'm getting over here. It's not updating quite quickly. I think it's OBS. But then you could just do draw text format, which is some built-in thing to Raylib. Scale.x, scale.y, at 100, 200, size 40, white. I don't know if I got all that right. Got there. You see the scale of the. So you see the scale over here. This is like a really messy debugger, but at least you can call this function relatively easy runtime without restarting the app and without doing anything. So you could imagine if you were deep in your level and you wanted to find out what was going on, you could sort of debug, even without a debugger. But there's also nothing happening here that's sort of stateful, so it's not clear what's really happening. But you could do, let's say we did, I don't know Raylib that well, so I've just started using it here. Draw a circle, is that right? Yeah. Draw a circle. Oops. Draw a circle at 500, radius 50, color width. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So move this over to the middle. Oops, the middle a bit, and then add some state. So int y equals sign of counter. Implicit declaration of function. That's true. So we add map at h. Notice like headers. This header wasn't added. This doesn't like. It doesn't always like that kind of thing when you start adding random crap to your project. So we'll have the counter now. So we'll add counter, which is some state, and then now that's valid code, but counter's never changing. So counter plus equals 0.01. I don't know. That's probably too small. Oh, sign is still between 0 and 1, so times 400. Now it's very slow. We need to actually use that value, y plus 500. There we go. Now it's very slow. A little faster. Faster. There we go. So now counter is updating, and if you went back and got a compiled error, so you put a thing there, then you went off, you broke your code, you kept typing, and then you realize you come back and counter's not there. Well, I should have actually drawn text counter. It's not very well planned demo, but counter at 100, 300, 40, white. So now you can see counter is, what the hell is wrong there? That can't be right. Goes right. That might be a bug. Counter should not have been that large, obviously. Anyway, you can see that now counter is 27, 28, whatever. And then if you break your code, then when you continue to restart, so the code's getting updated, and the counter continued to be at 40, whatever the number was. So the state is maintained. So right now the C isn't really a REPL interactive type of language. So right now the way that it decides what's going to change is that everything in the data segment does not get relinked or reblown away, but things that are in the code segment, or importantly constants. So you can change things like hello, this is my app, and you can rewrite strings, or you can rewrite inline constants, so that this hello is my app would be in the data segment, but it'll still get actually updated because it's constant. So that's this thing that uses to decide what should actually be updated versus what should be kept to be kind of part of your program state. So anyway, that's about it for now.